in the last stream, we were working on this setup down here, on automating the production of dash pickaxes and dash in general, and then using that dash to generate platinum, to generate tiny coal, pulverized iridium, and then these item.contenttweaker.hopstitutecarbonfiber.name, aka the Hopstitute Carbon Fiber. As you can see, the world has been chugging along quite nicely since the end of the last stream, and we now have over 4,000 of this Hopstitute Carbon Fiber, as well as 491 hop graphite dust. And given the fact that we can multiply our hop graphite dust by 9, that means that we have almost, or just over, I should say, 3,600, almost 4,500 hop graphite dusts of potential in this cache here. We don't quite have enough carbon fiber to actually get that many, but I think the first thing that we should do here, chat, right at the start of the video, is go ahead and throw basically all of this into this hopper here. Get that going into the old arc furnace, and then do the same thing with some of our Hopstitute as well, and see about getting just a ludicrous amount of these hop graphite ingots, and then hopefully as well, you know, throw all of those hop graphite ingots into some TNT to try and get a decent amount of diamond nuggets, because as soon as we have those diamond nuggets good to go, chat, we can then start to upgrade a lot more of our systems around the base to be more efficient, to be faster, and to just get us more resources. Specifically, the one that we definitely want to work on sooner rather than later, and of course the one that we keep coming back to time and time again, is the tree farm over here. Finally, today, we're going to get rid of the watering can. It has served us well, but at the same time, it is just too janky for long-term use, and I think it is going to be one of the bottlenecks in terms of us getting more hop graphite dust going forward. The second bottleneck that I did notice between streams is that in here, currently, our redstone furnace is not quite fast enough. You'll see right now we are backing up on coal, and not quite backing up on graphite dust yet, but hopefully once we increase the speed of our tree farm, we'll start to see these two machines back up as well, and we will have to increase the speed of the redstone furnace. We can do this in a few ways. We could, if we wanted to, go ahead and make a Signalum Upgrade kit, which really shouldn't be too difficult for us. It does require one of those electrum gears in the middle, but that's easy enough. And then it also requires a little bit of cryothium dust, but again, should not be too difficult, especially given that we have quite a bit of cryothium cooking up over here. We currently have, I think, 4,828 cryothium dust, as well as 1,200 plus snowballs, which is very nice indeed. So going forward, we can, if we want to, upgrade pretty much all of our thermal expansion machines with the Signalum upgrade kits, if that's something we want to do. But I think even if we do upgrade this with a Signalum upgrade kit and with some more of the speed augments, I think we're still likely going to be in a situation where this is not quite fast enough. And so I think it is quite likely that we end up making another redstone furnace, potentially a small array of redstone furnaces to, really speed up the turning of coal into coal coke. Because even now, this is still only using 15 redstone flux per tick, which is, comically small given the 35 or 36,000 redstone flux per tick that we're producing over in our fission reactor. But that is a problem for future Isaac, because to start with, we want to get our tree farm to be faster. And to do that, chat, I think we're going to go with the phytogrow. Some people did recommend using bone meal as an option, and I did talk about it a little bit in the last stream, and we totally could do that. We do have bone meal being made over in one of these machines. I forget every time which compact machine it's being made in. It's being made in this monstrosity over here, right there. And in fact, we do have currently 17,230 bone meal available to us, and we could just slap down an external storage onto here. But I think the automating of phytogrow is going to be a lot easier and a lot more sustainable than just trying to sift even more of the dust that I believe we're currently sifting to try and get bone meal. And it's also more scalable in the long term, because eventually I think we're going to want to get to a point, chat, where we use the phytogenic insulator to make our wood. And the way you do that is you use this phytogrow in the phytogenic insulator with, for example, an oak sapling, and that will turn that oak sapling directly into, I think it's over here, directly into logs. And so to start with, we're going to use the basic phytogrow, but once we finally get glowstone, or once we can finally make the aluminum gear, we can swap our tree farm over to a phytogenic insulator, and potentially at that point look at getting the fluxed phytogrow to turn one sapling into 18 oak logs and substantially increase the speed at which we generate wood. Can't the tree farm be replaced due to the tiny coal generation? It could be. That's a fair point, actually. We do now have tiny coal being made. I don't think it's being made fast enough. Now that we have the ability to make a lot more external storages, we definitely could look at just putting a storage bus on this and then crafting it down. But one thing we should do here, chat, is upgrade the space available in some of these drawers here, because it is getting a little full. And currently, I think that this tiny coal is going to start falling on the floor, given that this cache is currently at max capacity. And while we're at it, we might as well go ahead and make 4 refined and potentially, chat, even 4 Signalum upgrade kits. This is truly unnecessary for this kind of machine, but if we can make 8 of these Pyrolytic dusts, which we definitely can, then we can go ahead and make a few of these. Might not have been worth it, but we'll throw one down on here for now. And we can also probably throw this last one maybe on our wood, just so we always have even more wood available to us. But yeah, we definitely can auto-craft the tiny coal. You know what? So let's do that. What I'm going to do before I start working on the tree farm, chat, is I'm going to grab all of the hop graphite dust. I'm going to try and make here as much hop graphite dust as we possibly can. And then we're going to blow it all up, see how many diamond nuggets we get. And then once we have all those diamond nuggets, we can start putting storage buses on pretty much everything around the base. How is this currently doing? It's doing fine. It's taking a while because the power seems to be holding it back. And so it also, chat, might not be a terrible idea to, once again, look at upgrading our flux ducts. The thing that was holding us back previously from upgrading our flux ducts to the next tier, which I believe is Enderium, was the lack of platinum. And now that we have platinum, we should be able to make these Enderium ingots and actually upgrade our power throughput from 16,000 RF up to 25,000 RF per tick, which should hopefully make our arc furnace at least a little bit faster. I'm still not quite sure that it will be, running at maximum speed, but it might make it a little quicker than it currently is running at. So yeah, let's get some lead and throw that in our alloy furnace here. So platinum and lead. Beautiful. Let's throw some ender pearls into the old melter. And just to make sure that we continue to get ender pearls, unfortunately the robots do turn themselves off when the server restarts. So I do need to go ahead and turn this back on and get Nick running again. And whilst we wait for him to load up, we might as well do the same thing with Isaac over here, because we might actually start to use some of our machine wall in today's stream and might require extra ones. So you are ender pearl. He's going to start chugging away. And then up here, all we have to do is type in machine wall. And Isaac should start doing his thing as well. I don't think he's going to move just yet, because I think we have enough machine wall. So he should just be telling us to go shove it. But there we go. I was going to get us some resonant ender, which we can then pump into our fluid infuser. And of course, if we can void that, we can then combine that up with our brand new lead platinum alloy to get us Enderium. Nice. And it should just be a simple, chat, as crafting the old Signalum flux ducts with some redstone and some Enderium ingots. And we get resonant flux ducts. Nice. So to go from the resonant to the cryo-stabilized is actually not that difficult. It requires 4 hardened glass. Any hardened glass will do. 4 electrum, and then the resonant flux duct. And then you have to put that into a fluid transposer with some gelid cryothium, which is just cryothium dust. And so, in fact, chat, we can probably jump straight to that next tier. That doesn't seem too difficult whatsoever, by the looks of it. How much cryothium can we make? Is my starter question. We can make 52 cryothium. And how much hardened glass do we have? We have 18. I think we can definitely make more hardened glass. We should have the lead, and we should have the obsidian. Now, I can never remember if I have to pulverize the lead. I think I do, which is a little annoying. I have to run the lead through my grinder before I can actually use it. Is there another machine I can use? I know I can use a pulverizer. I can use a manufactory. Do we have a manufactory lying around here? No. I think I'm going to make one. Just because the nuclear craft machines tend to be a lot easier to kind of speed up. Like, we can throw that down, we can throw in our lead, start breaking that down, and then it's just simply a case of throwing in the energy and speed upgrades, and suddenly it's much faster than a pulverizer would be. To get a pulverizer up to this speed, we need a hardened upgrade kit, and then a reinforced upgrade kit, and then some augments, and then maybe even the Signalum upgrade kit. It takes a while, but if we just throw both those in there, you can see this is taking its sweet time to get going, but we can, of course, upgrade that as well with some more upgrade kits. The upgrade kits do use our hardened glass, which, is not the best, but there we go. Why do you have water? Oh, I'm an idiot, chat. Why do you have water? There we go. Yeah, we should probably put some more speed upgrades in there, eh? That is fairly slow. Once these are done, I think we'll swap out for the... yeah, so I think that's pretty much done there. I'm going to once again move the fluid extractor and stick down our fluid transposer, which I do want to empty out. There we go. So now we're going to switch over to cryothium. So we throw the cryothium in there. I don't want to do too much just yet. I'm actually not quite sure how much it is per flux duct. But I think at that point, chat, we are in the clear to make at least a few of these. Now, unfortunately, you do make them one at a time, which, you know, is not the fastest. And it does make them, you know, significantly more expensive than they otherwise would be. But I think, chat, that we're pretty much at the point where we have at least enough cryostabilized flux ducts to get power out of the reactor room. So in here, I think what we can do, at the very least, is head on up and replace this, and this, because those are kind of the main ducts. This is where the power is coming out of, yeah, down here at the bottom is where the power is coming out of the reactor, and like that wall there is where the power is going out of this room, right? The rest of these ducts in here are fine for now. They don't necessarily need upgrading. The one that does need upgrading the most, I guess, is this top line here, the one that goes from here up, along, and then down into here, because this is where our arc furnace is. So these ducts are the ones that need upgrading. So if we replace, I guess for now, just this one will do, actually. Like that. And then in here, set this to up. Like that. And then usually you have to pop out and then, like, break and replace this. I would also really like to get those items back, please. There we go. There we go. All right, chat. We should be in business, I think. Let's have a look. So, yeah, there we go. Okay, so we do have enough power. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, my goodness. It is pumping out the hot graphite dust. We're going to blow all this up, chat. This is all going to be blown up by TNT. I think that's still the best and only way that we can get diamond nuggets outside of a diamond pickaxe, which we still don't have the ability to make just yet because we need that 13 by 13 room to make actual diamonds using this monstrous creation right here known as the high impact compactor, which we'll get to hopefully in a stream somewhat soon. We've still got 2,800 hops to 2 carbon fiber. My goodness. Jeez. You don't need 3 infinite flux ducts connected to the arc furnace. That is also an extremely valid point. It's highly likely that 1 infinite flux duct can probably carry approximately infinite amounts of redstone flux per tick. And we finally hit the point, chat, where we're pretty much about to fill up this this chest here, which is insane. And don't forget, we are also getting on the back end extra coal coke, and I've really screwed myself here, I think. But yeah, back here we are also getting coke dust, which we can then re-squeeze and re-process back into more hot graphite dust. It's not quite enough to, you know, keep the system sustaining itself forever, but it is like a nice little, you know, excess amount of stuff. And look at that. Okay, so I think 1 chest's worth is probably enough for us to blow up for now. So let's, first of all, dump most of what we have in our inventory here back into the system, outside of the wireless terminal, of course. And then let's try and grab basically all of this. And then let's go and blow all of that up, chat. So we have 27 stacks of hop graphite dust. We're, of course, going to grab a block of TNT. We're going to grab a button. We're going to head into a room that doesn't have much else going on in there. In fact, you know what? We'll use this empty compact machine right here. 27 stacks of hop graphite. Oh, look at that, chat. Look at that. We got just shy of 4 stacks, which is 255 diamond nuggets. Okay, so now we can make up to 255 external storages, you know, if we want to, which is very nice indeed. So let's throw all of those into there. And now, chat, we can really start to upgrade some of our stuff. And I think one of the first things that I would like to do here, chat, is of course upgrade our tree farm. So Yeah, let's give this a go. So if we're going to automate, chat, the creation of the old phyto grow, there are a few things we have to do. The phyto grow is made with 2 sawdust, 1 nitra or nitrate dust, and then 1 slag. So the sawdust is super easy, right? The sawdust is already being made for us in our tree farm. All we have to do is put an external storage on it. Now, I think what we should probably start with here, chat, is making another crafter. And as chat has recommended multiple times before now, we should probably look at automating the crafting of certain items, like, stuff like this, like these processes here, so we don't have to keep manually making these time and time again. So let's see about doing some very basic automation of the tools required to get more automation. I think that would be an extremely sensible thing for us to do. So for now, we'll throw this guy down. Maybe just like here. It's a little janky, but it gets the job done. And then we can, of course, just add more patterns to this. For example, if we wanted to teach our system how to make the binding required here, let's first teach it how to make porcelain clay. And also, let's first actually make some patterns so we can teach it how to make things. And then let's teach it porcelain clay. Let's also teach it the actual binding itself. We can probably, and on top of that, actually teach it how to make string as well. We should put a storage bus on our industrial hemp, like so. And then from there, we'll teach it how to make like the basic processor, like this. And the silicon that we want to use is, I think, the silicon that we get from smelting quartz. This silicon here, I think you do have to be specific on the silicon that you want it to use like that. Everything else there should be easy enough. We are going to have to teach it, of course, how to make that silicon, but that's something we can do in just a second. And I think while we're at it, we might as well also teach it how to make some of these other processes as well. Now, of course, I messed that one up. You can shift right click to clear it of any current recipe. But we'll throw you in, encode that, and then we'll just replace that with the old diamond nugget. Encode that. So that should be pretty much good to go there. I assume if we take the processing box here, yeah, we can tell it how to use a machine. So I believe, chat, if I am not mistaken, the way this works, let me move this nuclear craft furnace for a second, because this doesn't require any kind of power, and we do have a power line here. So essentially, chat, if we grab ourselves a redstone furnace, like so, and of course, let me just craft like a stack of these. There we go. So if we grab a redstone furnace and we throw it down right about here, what we can do is we can get another crafter. And I believe we do have to point this in the right direction. My goodness, we're completely out of all of the required resources, chat. Including the basic silicon processes. But with that basic crafter, what we can do is, I believe we do have to point it in the correct direction. So I think we have to rotate this until it points downwards, like so. And I think at that point that we can set this top one to red/blue, so it's in and out. And presumably, we can tell the machine here that one of these raw basic processes, you want to put that in the left, so that's the input, equals. And while we wait for that to do its job, let's also make some upgrade kits for it. One of these equals 1, right? Not 4. Hold on, let me check that. Have I been losing my mind, chat? Yeah, it makes it. Yeah, it's 1 to 1. Equals one of these in code. And so now, if we put that in over here and we go to request a basic processor, what it should do is first craft one of the raw basic processors, and then from there, it should smelt that into the basic processor. So if we click start and start, hopefully we'll see that put in there. We did indeed. It should output at the top again as well. It didn't. That's interesting. I guess maybe we need to put an import bus on this. So I guess you can put the importer wherever you like, but for us, it makes sense to put it on the right there. And then I'm fairly certain we can connect it up like that. Make sure the right is set to output, and there we go. So let me just try that again real quick. If I go to request, let's say 10 of these, we should see 10 being placed into here. We are indeed. And then from there, they're getting imported and they're available in the system. Nice. All right, so this is Isaac from the future here. To save you a little bit of time, I spend the next like 30 minutes of this live stream just teaching my refined storage system how to make a bunch of stuff with the crafters, with the Redstone Furnace, and eventually with the manufacturing. I'm going to show you on screen all of the things that I teach my crafters to make here. Really, a lot of it is just kind of subcomponents that make it easier for us to auto-craft in the future, right? So we teach our system how to make crafters, how to make crafting discs, how to make the processors, how to make the cabling, how to make the machine casing, that kind of thing. Really, the only important item here for this episode is the sandstone, because the sandstone is used in the manufactory, which we also automated, to make niter. So we teach our system how to turn sand into sandstone, and then we also teach our system how to put sandstone into a manufactory to produce niter. That niter is then, of course, used for the phytogrow later on. I also teach it how to make some things in the Redstone Furnace. Here are those recipes. Again, mostly just processes, silicon, and glass, but those are all the things that our system knows how to make. I also spend a bit of time moving all of the crafting stuff into its own compact machine. So I set up a new 7x7x7 compact machine that I put all of the crafters in, and I put all of the machines that are going to be used specifically for auto crafting in there. Right now, it's just the Redstone Furnace and the manufactory, but as time goes on and we want to automate more machines, we can always put more in there and add to the list of things that we can auto craft. But without further ado, here is Isaac 30 minutes later, looking to finalize the auto crafting of phytogrow. The final stage of the phytogrow here, chat, is the slag. And I think the way that we're going to go about getting slag is by combining cobblestone and sand in the induction furnace. That gets us stone bricks, which we can delete. We don't need the stone bricks for anything, but it also gives us the 100% chance of getting slag. And so I think basically all we're going to do here is we don't even need to use auto crafting for this. I think we can just directly export cobblestone and sand to the induction smelter, and then have a cache that collects the slag, put a storage bus or an external storage even on the slag, and just bin the stone, right? That will give us infinite slag, and then from there, we can use that to make basically infinite phytogrow. So let's have our induction smelter right here. Now, can you specify the inputs on the left there? You can. Okay, so let's turn off all the inputs. We're going to have the left be green, and we'll have the top be purple. We will then move this up by 1 block, because I want to have the bottom be the output for the main output, that being the stone bricks, and then we'll have like the right there be the output for the cache. So let's put a cache down. Our wireless crafting grid is out of juice. Let's go and quickly recharge that. Beautiful. So do we have a spare cache? We do indeed. We always... Oh no, this one is not. It's full of redstone, Isaac, you fool. Let's grab a fresh cache. And of course, as always, let's grab some upgrade kits for that cache. Fantastic. That's going to go down right about there. Let's also grab a nullifier. That's going to be for the stone. And I think for the first time in a long time, we're actually out of bricks, which is amazing. We do have clay, and so I will quickly just run that through this redstone furnace here. Again, we could automate that, but I don't think that's strictly necessary just yet. And at that point, we need the bucket of lava. I don't think that not thermal expansion, I don't think that refined storage has fluid storage capability, at least not without add-ons. I do not believe that we have those add-ons. So unfortunately, I don't think we can, work with that just yet. But that is a nullifier taken care of. And we'll throw it down right about there. So all of the actual brick should be auto output into the bottom there. And all of the slag should end up in here. That slag, of course, is going to have the external storage placed upon it, like so. And again, a little awkward, but not a problem. That's a very expensive way of doing that, Isaac. Putting external storages down all the way. Let's instead try doing that with cable, eh? There we go. And then, like I said, I think from there, chat, we can just use exporters. Both here and here. One is going to export sand, and the other is one that we're going to have to work on, chat, because as of right now, bizarrely, we do not have cobblestone being made. We don't have it. So chat has reminded me that we have cobblestone generators from Nuclear Craft, which are actually substantially easier to make than anything I was going to try. So let's grab our bucket again. Let's quickly tap into our source of lava. And then let's make a cobblestone generator. Nice. And we'll just stick that for now right on top of here. That even saves us having to make that, which is wonderful. So we'll throw you on like that. And there we go. It's going to start making the slag. It's also going to make bricks that are going to get deleted instantly. The slag is right there. We'll go ahead and lock that like so. It's available, hopefully, to the system. It is indeed 7 slag, 8 slag, and counting. Let's also throw... I was going to say some speed upgrades, but we're already there on speed upgrades. Let's go see if we don't have more Signalum in our fluid infuser. We do indeed. I'm going to make a Signalum upgrade kit to hopefully make that slag a little faster, just because I'm not too sure if we're going to have, be making enough to keep up with our tree farm. All right, nice. Yeah, that's going quite quick. So I think, chat, that is pretty much all of the stages of the phytogrow taken care of. We've got sawdust being made by our wood garden cloche in the little compact machine for farming. We have niter being made by crafting and crushing sandstone, or the ability to make it. We don't actually have it being made right now, but our system knows how to make it. So if we get an export bus with a crafting card, it will know how to make it. And slag we already have as well. So now if we teach our system actually how to make the phytogrow, and we throw that into one of our crafters, what we should be able to do is we should be able to head on through to our tree farm, which is over here. We should be able to, once and for all, rotate the auto-clicker to... Oh, God. Every time. Rotate the auto-clicker to point at the sapling, take out the watering can, and at that point, we want to put an exporter down that is going to... And we have... Oh, gosh, that thing's all the way over there, chat. How do I want to do this? Is a good question. We have that exporter there for the spaxel hose. So we want to connect up to that, but our paths are somewhat blocked at the moment. So, the first thing that's going to make our lives easier is getting rid of this water. I think we could just put the export bus on the bottom, like that. Hopefully rotate it to point upwards, and then just run cable around like this. I'm hoping that this here isn't going to interrupt the growth of the tree farm. I don't think it is. I think this is actually fine. And then all we have to do then, chat, is tell this to export phytogrow. And also make ourselves a crafting card. Which I think we might already have. No. I know we were close to making one before, but I guess we didn't quite get all the way there. Let's go ahead and request like a stack. Let's go ahead and request like... Let's go ahead and put, chat, an external storage on our clay. Which is it's another one of those that needs a little bit of work, because our clay is in here, and it is fairly easy for us to slap an external storage on it. But the trouble is going to be actually crafting that back down. But again, not a problem. We can just go back up here, teach our system how to craft blocks of clay, which are actually just called clay, into normal clay. And there we go, crafting up. Nice. So now if we throw that into our exporter, like so, that should start to export phytogrow, which is then going to grow trees. So the saplings get placed down. The phytogrow is used very quickly. Oh my goodness, chat, look at that. Look at that. We might have to put some speed upgrades on the exporter maybe to get them exporting that phytogrow faster potentially. But it's working. It's very fast. The trees are placed. This clicker could do with being quicker actually. Forgive the alliteration there. Or the rhyme, I guess. The trouble with this is that it needs juice. And actually though, chat, I guess now that we're not using That's why I want to get across here without taking damage. Now that we're not actually using, like, this guy to power our main clickers, we can actually just move this under there and give this guy power. Assuming that this continues to work, which I think it should. However, I assume, based on its lack of power making, that it's currently not. Is that set to up? It is. There we go. Sometimes just a quick break and replace works just fine. And there we go. Now we can speed that up just a little bit. Tier 8 might be a bit much, but... Oh, I'm on the wrong side again. This does want to be like, 7 or something. That's fine. It's this guy that wants to be a bit faster. Oh yeah, look there. Now we're talking. Now we're talking like not enough phytogro though, and I do wonder if it's like, will me putting more speed upgrades into the refined storage exporter make it export this faster, or are we limited by how fast it can make the phytogro? Chat. Like, is it my crafters that are slow right now? Oh, I guess I guess you can put speed upgrades into the crafters, no? Not enough slag? No, we've totally got enough slag. The speed is definitely the crafters. So I guess we want to put speed upgrades into both the crafters and the export buses if we want to start burning through our slag faster. Yes, you can. Okay. Bizarrely, chat. We need sugarcane, and we don't have any. So I don't think we need that many speed upgrades right here, chat, because I think a few more speed upgrades and we're going to start running out of slag. So let's see about just putting a speed upgrade in here and then a speed upgrade in the export bus, and let's see how that's doing in terms of the the tree farm, right? I was going to say, what's going on here, boys? No, we're good. Okay. So speed upgrade should hopefully export that a bit faster if we have it to export. Which it is doing. It is exporting it quicker than before. Unfortunately, the... Yeah, there we go. I think that's good, chat. I think that's good. I think that's working about as fast as we could expect it to work. It is possible that these cables here are causing a slight issue. And just on the off chance that they are, just to try and eke out potentially a fraction of a percent of efficiency here, I'm going to put another tunnel down. And I'm going to put another cable. Like right about here. Which should hopefully, get rid of the need for that cable there. My thought process is that maybe, like, I assume when it tries to grow a tree, there are multiple different shapes of tree. The reason that we're still in a 9x9 room for this tree farm is that we want our tree to be a specific, like, height. And it's possible that there's, like, a specific leaf formation that normally would go in this spot, but then can't because of the cable that then slows us down, right? And requires more phytogrow, potentially. But I think, at this point, chat, we are most certainly going to start very soon backing up in here, more so than we already are. Already we're backing up on the Redstone Furnace and on the Pressurizer. It's quite possible that very soon we start backing up on the Manufactory as well. So it might not be a terrible idea, chat, for us to throw another Redstone Furnace down here with another upgrade kit for Coalcock in there. Let me just check. That is the Pyrolytic Conversion, which I'm hoping we have what it takes to make. We should. Copper plates are easy enough. Nether bricks are a little trickier, but are not too difficult. I remember back when we started the pack, and those were quite the challenge to make. And then, in terms of making creosote oil, we do, of course, have to get... treated wood. We do, of course, have to get a bucket of sewage. So, for the first time in a while, let's pop back into our... good old pal, the storage machine, which we've not really used at all since we made it, but it is very close to its time, chat, never fear. So for now, we just need a nether brick, which is just for netherrack smelter. Do we have any netherrack? Nope, that would have been wishful thinking, Isaac, wishful thinking. So in that case, we just need like the barrel, a bucket, and some redstone, so we can head on through to the lava tank. And get 4 of these. Beautiful. And then if we give those a quick smelt, chat, we should be good to go. I will also move that sugarcane farm at some point, never fear. There we go. Give that a quick inventory craft into the old nether brick. And boom. Nice. Okay. So we'll throw that in our machine, which I think, for now, the way we'll do this is I think it makes sense to have the nullifier in the middle between the two. So I think what we'll do is we'll have this guy move up here. We'll have the nullifier, well, we'll have the redstone furnace even right. Ooh, how do I want to do this? I think as awkward as it is, chat, what we might do is just have these face backwards. It's awkward that you can't pull out of the front, but if we have these face backwards, we can you know, fix this the problem that we're going to have here. Because now what we can do is we can have, of course, item ducts pulling the coal into these guys. Like so. Make sure that you're set to input from the right. I think that's right. And then you're going to input from that side as well. Yeah, that's fine. And then you're going to output to the bottom. And you're going to output to the top. You're also going to output to the back. And you are also going to output to the back. The back is going to be where the fluid ducts go. Because that is going to be where we're going to put our nullifier. Like so. And you, of course, need the augments, which first requires the old upgrade kits. We're finally out of bronze gears once again. And actually, we're fully out of bronze entirely. My goodness. Okay, real quick, let's go and grab... wait, do we have any upgrade kits I made earlier? No, that would have been too easy, Isaac. Too easy. In that case, let's get some tin. Let's get some copper. And let's throw those both over and into the old alloys furnace. I was going to say smelter, but got halfway through it, and so I said alloys furnace. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Beautiful. Hardened upgrade kit. Reinforced upgrade kit. And Signalum upgrade kit. Nice. Okay, perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay, so I think we're onto something now, chat. These do, of course, both need redstone flux, which they are currently not getting. They both require a minuscule amount of power, and so even the hardened flux ducts here are overkill. Just for reference, they use 15 RF per tick when fully sped up. The bottom one currently is not fully sped up. It requires 2 more augments to get to that point. There we go. But then, chat, all we have to do is throw down one more item conduit, and I will go ahead and grab some clear ducts. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. And I think we're good to go. Yeah, that should start extracting and sending all of that coal coke out and into the crusher, where it's going to get crushed and then squeezed and then smelted into hot graphite ingots for us to blow up in the future. But yeah, I think hopefully now it should hopefully start to work through that, you know, a bit faster there. We could put a few more speed upgrades in here to speed that up as well, to hopefully stop that backlog from ever happening. But yeah, I like that. But yeah, I think, chat, finally, our tree farm is pretty much as good as it's going to get in terms of not being a phytogenic insulator. You know, in the future, we can always replace that once we get the glowstone up and running. But for now, I think that's doing more than a good enough job. And we know we're slowly but surely getting even more of this hop graphite dust, which we can, of course, slowly but surely turn into more hot graphite ingots to get even more of these diamond nuggets. You might think, Isaac, you've already got 185 diamond nuggets. Why could you possibly want any more? The reason for that, of course, is that the final part of the pack down here is the Bedrock Breaker. To get the Bedrock Breaker, you need 2 diamonds and 3 bedrock. The 3 bedrock are made with 9 bedrock chunks, so we need 27 bedrock chunks in total to get that 1 bedrock breaker. The bedrock chunks are made from smashing a diamond pickaxe against the wall, and the chance of getting a bedrock chunk is a whopping 0.06939 to 625% chance. So, given that a diamond pickaxe only has 1,561 durability, we're going to need multiple diamond pickaxes in all likelihood to get 27 bedrock chunks. Diamond pickaxes are made from diamonds, and diamonds, of course, are made in the high impact compactor with diamond nuggets. So we do need probably quite a lot of diamond nuggets to get those up and running and to get, you know, the pieces of bedrock required to make the bedrock pieces. So, yeah. 7 picks for each chunk is apparently what's being thrown at me in the Twitch chat. I don't know how accurate of a stat that is, but if that is the case, then we would need, of course, a ton of diamonds to make that work, which is hence why we really want to get this, you know, going at scale. And I think ideally we would also like to get it going automatically as well. So I might even, chat, go ahead and throw down a cache for our hop graphite ingots, like this. And on top of that, we could probably also do with automatically sending all of our Hopstitute and carbon fiber into the arc furnace. Having the Hopstitute go over to here and having the graphite dust come from over there. Yeah, let's make that happen so that we're automatically producing this. So I think all we'll do here, I don't think it's strictly necessary that we go through this chest. The reason we have this chest here, by the way, is that the server pulls these out in stacks greater than 1. But honestly, I don't think that's really going to be necessary. Yeah, that's fine. Because the Hopstitute is going to stack up anyway. The Hopstitute doesn't work if it's spread out like it is right now, but given the amount of it that we have, it's going to naturally spread out as more, you know, go in. So I think what we can do is just do something like this and throw down a retriever to pull the Hopstitute over. Let's make sure we actually whitelist the item that we're after. So whitelist Hopstitute carbon fiber, ignore redstone signal. That should start pulling that in. It is indeed fantastic. And then over here, we'll do the exact same thing, but just with the hop graphite dust. Make sure that doesn't connect. And then, of course, our second retriever. This time, we don't have to whitelist because the only thing connected here is the item that we're after. So that should start pulling all of that hop graphite out of there. Fantastic. And there we go. That should now be automated, chat. The automated production of hop graphite ingots. And so hopefully, in the future, we'll come back and we'll see just a ton of hop graphite ingots in here. You'll see already we're at 350, closing in on that 400. Nice and fast. And it's quite possible as well that if we wanted to, we could even automate the explosion part of the whole equation as well. We could get potentially a robot we could autocraft the TNT. We could have a robot pick the TNT up, put it down, and press a redstone button, you know, after dropping, you know, a stack, 2 stacks, 5 stacks, however much however many, I should say, hop graphite ingots to get those diamonds. But we can also do it manually as well. It's not that difficult of a task. It'll really depend on how many of them we need. If we need a ton of them, then, you know, we can obviously change that. Of course, the problem here is the integrity of the rods. The rods are depleting. They do deplete very slowly. They're about just over halfway there. We did start at 50% durability, so, you know, being at 22 puts us just under halfway through these graphite electrodes. So this is going to stop eventually when these run out, and we are going to have to put more in manually. Unfortunately, it's not even like we can make them and then stick them into like a hopper or something and just have them ready to go. You can't do that. There's no input slot, no way, to the best of my knowledge at least, to automate the arc furnace. So you just have to manually come over and refill them as and when they need refilling. So, yeah, I should lock the cache, indeed. There we go. So that's only going to have hop graphite ingots. Look at that. We're already over 1,000 hop graphite ingots, which is madness. It took us so long to get there initially. You'll see already we are not quite getting enough power despite the 36,000 redstone flux per tick being generated by our reactor. And speaking of our reactor, how are we doing on uranium? 128,000. So we're still doing okay. Obviously down from the max 180,000 that we had like 2 streams ago, but still not doing too badly. We still do need to update that at some point to be even better than it currently is and make more uranium grit faster, because otherwise we are going to run out. But for the most part, that seems to be doing a-okay for now. But yeah, I think, chat, that is pretty much where I'm going to wrap things up for today. On the next stream, I'm going to come back and I think we'll actually get our very first 11x11 compact machine. It's something that we set the groundwork for quite a few streams back now, but we actually are not very far away at all from getting an 11x11 or even a 13x13 compact machine, because the 11x11 just needs these 6 glitched large machines, which is why we set up the pressure poop injector. And all we need to do for this is get ourselves 6 large compact machines, which we can actually automate very easily now. We have the production of 7x7 compact machines almost ready to be automated. We just need to get one more robot to actually put like this together using the same code for the Ender Pearl robot that is currently named Nick. And then we can set up an automatic melter. We can set up an automatic ingot former. We can use the auto crafting, of course, to make things like this. The compact machine wall is already being made. The modularium is super easy to auto craft. And then at that point, once we have the large 9x9 machines automated, we can craft up the 11x11 machines very easily. And from there, we just need, I think it's 36 9x9 machines to make one 13x13 machine. But once we get to that point, we can then look at the high impact compactor, which is this big guy right about here, which is its own, kettle of fish. It's got quite the long list of things it requires, including 56 superconducting electromagnets, which, are a little expensive, but do look very doable. It does require that elite plating, which also requires uranium-238, but shouldn't be a problem. We have been storing our uranium-238. It's currently being stored up in here. Yeah, we have 20,000 uranium-238 and 10,634 uranium-235. So I think initially, like, the uranium grit that we have was going down faster at the start because it was filling up this cache here. Right now, that cache is full, and so we're probably not going through quite as much uranium as we were previously because this system is going to get, this is going to stop working. Oh, no, it's voiding excess now, right? I see. Yeah, that's fine. It's a little wasteful, actually. We should probably I say it's fine. It's not fine. What we should definitely be doing is storing that excess uranium. I don't know if we necessarily need more than 20,000 uranium, but given that right now our uranium is just being voided, we might as well upgrade this to be able to hold that uranium so it's not just being deleted from the world. But guys, for now, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up today's stream there.